Good morning, everybody. It's showtime. How do you like that? The little thing that pops up on the right. It's showtime. I know, red on red, probably not a great way to go, but I like the jacket. I don't really want to paint the wall. So, red on red. Today, great day today. Great talk. We're going to talk about self mastery, which is one of the six personal perspectives, which is one of the cornerstones of Keller Williams. And honestly, one of the things that I like about the Keller Williams stuff is it's good just for life stuff. It's not necessarily just about real estate. So we're going to get into that. I'm excited. Uh, Maybe give you a little skiing story. Yeah, I like it. Let's get going. You guys ready? I think so. Yes, the energy helps with the music. I like to bob my head, have a boy dance party. There's a skit on Saturday Night Live. It's called Boy Dance Party, right? And it's Bruce Willis and his friends, and they're all together watching football. But when the ladies leave, the music comes on, and it just becomes a boy dance party. So me and my two younger boys, we'll do that occasionally. When all the girls are gone, we'll just flip the music on, and it's boy dance party time. All right. Not that has to do with anything, but that's what popped in my head at the time. When I was a younger man, I lived in New Mexico in the Farmington area, which is really close to Durango, Colorado, and some just fantastic skiing. So in high school, and then even a little bit when I got older, I try skiing and snowboarding. The last time I skied, I'm coming down the mountain and my skis get crossed. I was never good at it. I didn't start when I was young. I was never good at it. My skis got, they went this way, both legs going wrong way. So I blew out one of my knees. And so the little snowmobile guy goes up the mountain. They throw me in the sled. They forget to put the zipper on, so I'm covered in snow and bring me down. And I spent the rest of that day, because I messed up in the morning, watching people ski from the bar, which wasn't the worst thing in the world. But what I thought was amazing is I would see people skiing at like a very young age. I mean, I saw I don't know, like 2, 3-year-olds, no poles, just skiing with their mom and their dad, at least 5 years old. When you're young, it's hard to judge age. Then when you get a little bit older, it gets easier. But what amazed me with that is at a very young age, these kids are learning something, right? So as they would get older, it was just nothing to them. They wouldn't even have to be talented skiers to be good because they started at such a young age. And I was jealous. I was jealous that I never started anything at a young age to be good at it later, right? So that is a little bit what we're going to talk about just on the self-mastery piece of it. There's the time on task part to get really good at something. So it's not like that motivated me to ski more. I never skied again. I actually hate the snow and the cold and anything wet. I don't enjoy that whole thing. So I'm in a perfect winter environment here. Self mastery. So the first step, one of the first steps, is to really know yourself. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? Me and Martha were talking about this, and it's interesting how we do things with kids, right? So if they're doing really good in one subject, but not as good in another subject, what do? We get a tutor, we try to help them out with the subject they're not good in. What if they just don't like it? What if that's just not who they are? That's not their strength. What if we took those extra resources and put that into their strength, right? Okay, kid's not going to be great at math, but maybe he's going to be an amazing writer, or maybe he really liked chemistry, but wasn't great in English, whatever, right? What if we didn't worry about getting better at our weaknesses? What if we worried about getting really, really, really good at our strengths? I think the same holds true with us in business. There's some things that you're good at, there's some things I'm good at, and there's other things that we're not. So identifying them would be number two, or number one. Number two would be, all right, so our weakness, who can I find that is really good at that? So even just like real estate, we've got to call, we've got to talk to people. That's just part of the job. But maybe I'm not as aggressive and as good as other people are. All right, maybe there's a different role on a team, or maybe an admin, maybe some other position that you'd win at. So I think it's very important that we identify our strengths, and I think we should lean into them. I love that with Gary Vee. I don't know if you guys listen to him, but he talks about that like with the kids and video games. So what if the kid wants to play video games? What if he got really, really good at it? Mr. Beast, he's a big guy on YouTube. He started by streaming playing video games. The world is different now, right? And maybe we need to lean into our kids' strengths a little bit. Maybe let's challenge them. Hey, how can you make money doing video games, right? What can we do differently to turn this to a positive and not necessarily a negative? All right, let me change something real quick. I want to share this slide with you guys real quick. Self-mastery, the possession of great knowledge, skills, and helps and habits that make you the master of you. Know your goals, right? We got to have a direction where we're going first, period. How do we know if we're doing anything well if we don't know which direction we're going? Hey, I'm making great time. Excellent, but I'm going the wrong way, so not as good anymore. Know your goals, know your strengths and weaknesses, like we just talked about. And I think we need to lean into our strengths, right? I think we need to lean into who we are and not try to become somebody else because we think that's what is expected. We will have our people. Whoever we are will attract our people. Know how to work with both your strengths and weaknesses to reach your goals. That seems pretty simple, doesn't it? So my weakness, I could spend a lot of time to get better at it, or I could just have somebody else do it. I'm cheap, and my daughter's brakes went out on her car, and the price to get brakes done was just ridiculous. So I didn't want to spend that amount of money. I knew I could do it. It's not difficult. All right, these little Kia brakes are a little different than what I was used to. And the first side I did, I hate to say it, I had to go buy extra parts, had to do some YouTubing, right? But it took me probably 2 hours. I'm embarrassed to say. I didn't have the lug nut. It was just a mess. How long did the other side take? I think it took 20 minutes, right? Just having that little bit of knowledge helped me gain mastery. Next time I do it, I could do it a lot quicker, okay? So if we're thinking, what can we do to master right now? So they say 10,000 hours in any subject matter will make you a master. 10,000 hours is 5 years of doing something at a full-time level. Would you guys agree after 5 years of doing something, we should be pretty good? I think so. Another thing I want to throw out there is, you guys ever heard of Warren Buffett? Kind of a rich guy. He also owns Berkshire Hathaway. We won't discuss that. He read I think it's called The Intelligent Investor, I think 6 or 7 times before he made his first investment. He wanted to make sure he understood that book before even getting into investing. Do we have a book like that? We do. So how much would our business change if we committed to mastering this book? What would happen if we read that book 6, 7, 8 times? Would our business change? Absolutely. Would we be well on our way to becoming masters of real estate and masters of systems? Absolutely. I'm not saying you need to read this book 6 or 7 times, but whatever, write down, in the comments, write down your strengths. That would be cool. Let's put our strengths. What's your superpower? What are you really good at? And then next step, what can you do to use your strength to help accomplish your goal? Okay. All on the road to self mastery. All right. Ninjas, go out there, kill it, achieve self mastery, live the best life ever. If you need help, I will be here. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.